it's great when you do something that makes you feel good. It's great when you hear from other people that the thing that you're going to try makes you feel great or could improve your life. It's going to be a great experience, but it's even better when it's also backed with strong evidence and research done on humans. Chiropractic is no different, my friends. And you know, you hear all sorts of things from different healthcare providers that chiropractic might be good for this and might not. You might talk to one that tells you go do it, it's great. You might talk to one that says don't let anybody touch your neck. It could put you at risk for all sorts of stuff, right? So there's tons of evidence out there showing how safe and effective chiropractic care is. But let's talk about this past year, even just in 2023, coming into 2024, what new research has come about. Well, in 2023, the World Health Organization, that's the World Health Organization, now recommends that people with low back pain, chronic low back pain, or non-specific low back pain get adjusted by a chiropractor, undergo spinal manipulation, and of course, ergonomic advice and exercise and nutrition advice, but also get adjusted by chiropractors, whether they have symptoms like radiation or it's just basic, non-specific low back pain. So that's pretty cool. World Health Organization is on our side. That's great to know. And when it comes to serious adverse events, so something pretty much going wrong, some harm being done to somebody from an adjustment, what are some of the numbers, at least recently? In the past, we've had all these great numbers showing there's really no correlation, right, with a stroke or somebody, getting hurt from a chiropractic adjustment. It's extremely rare. So what do we got in 2023? 960,000, little more than 960,000 adjustments done on 55,000 people. Showed how many adverse events, you think? 960,000 adjustments. It's almost 1 million adjustments. 39. Okay, now, so we'll talk about the fraction there in a second, what that really adds up to, what that is. But out of these 39 events, none of them were life-threatening or extremely serious. There were slightly cracked ribs in older women with osteoporosis where the chiropractor was probably doing an adjustment that was, a little bit forceful for that type of demographic, and maybe they should have, opted for a different style of adjustment. Like I would never obviously do that. I'm that type of patient. Most chiropractors wouldn't. But this is all over the world research, So maybe it could have been a kid just out of school. But the point is, they did the absolute worst thing. This person was fine in a matter of weeks, right? And 39 out of 960,000. So that's a point as a fraction, 0.004, right? So it's 0.004%. So not 1%, and not even 0.1%, not 0.01, this is ridiculous, right? So that's like literally almost a non-existent chance, not even anything that should be considered, especially when you see the benefit. I mean, look at the rate of, incidence of people walking on a sidewalk, right? It'd be a lot worse than that, of an adverse event. And finally, what people hear all the time, if I get my neck adjusted, I hear all this crazy stuff, like I'm not gonna be able to move the same for a long time. I need to get adjusted my whole life. I could be at a greater risk for having a stroke. I've heard medical doctors say that. They should be sued for libel, because that's just completely BS. I mean, that's a downright lie. There's literally zero evidence that shows chiropractic spinal manipulation could induce a stroke. I mean, if anybody had a stroke, this has been shown time and time again, right? So if anybody's had one in a chiropractic office, they probably came in, well, they did, and they were about to have a stroke, and it was the chiropractor's fault for not recognizing this person's about to stroke out, right? So I got to get them to a hospital. And somebody could come into your office with any sort of issue, and before you even touch them, it could be that time and that place where they're having an issue, and you got to send them somewhere, or they just shouldn't be there at that moment, whatever it is, right? Things like that happen, crazy scenarios. But you know, to induce a stroke, right, you would have to be affecting blood flow parameters to the brain. And further research done back this past March showed that upper cervical manipulation to people with non-specific neck pain rendered no effect at all on blood flow parameters in the vertebral and internal carotid arteries. So, you know, these are blood vessels that affect the brain, right? And so, you know, you can have ischemic strokes or hemorrhagic strokes with the blood vessel kind of bursts, you know, with the hemorrhage or ischemic, it's not getting enough blood there, there's no blood getting there, and then tissue in the brain dies, it's damaged permanently, often, right? But not from an adjustment, my friends. Not from a chiropractic adjustment. So, you know, if you're having some neck pain, if you're having mid-back pain, non-specific low back pain, any sort of, really, you know, a lot of different types of pains and aches and tightness and all sorts of stuff, come see a chiropractor. You know, we can hopefully help you, you know, and probably help you before you do all these other things. So that's some up-to-date research on chiropractic, at least a few things that came out this past year. There was a lot of research that came out, but those were pretty cool facts, I thought, were worth sharing with you guys. So let's see who we got on here. Say hello to my friends. And we're gonna go eat. Starving Marvin, baby. Moonbo, how you doing? How you doing? Chris, Fresco, Alexis, Charlie, what's up, man? On again, nice to see you. Realtor Johnny as well. My man, he's always out here. Appreciate you. Trace Jeffy, Veronica, hello, gorgeous lady. Tom Lee Daniel, what's up? We got some new faces on here. I love it, man. Wayne, thanks for being cool, guys. Thanks for the support. Anybody have any questions about chiropractic or anything? Justin Toon, JD, or about anything? Eagle, P. Velez, Dave, what's up, brother? The beast from the east, he's here. And we got Ivan Guggenheim. Thank you very much. Maybe one of the more wild names that I've heard. Thank you for being the first one on today. We appreciate you, and we appreciate all you guys. But as for now, as we scroll down to see if there's any questions before we say all this stuff. Hey, nice, Chris. There you go. You got regular, or did you get, you know, a little pepperoni, something like that? You remember the Subway commercial with the guy? He's rowing through Venice. Pepperoni. That's where that's from. Stupid. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Moonbow Rabbit, I appreciate it. Thank you. Well, you know, you're confident when you talk about things that you know are true, right? And you know, if you don't bullshit people, it makes it a lot easier. And if you have passion and love for what you're talking about and you live it, then it makes it even easier. So, you know, maybe that's why it sounds like that. As for now, so we got for you folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have an amazing night. Happy Friday. Work week's over. And happy When Wellness. We'll see you guys tomorrow.